All right, so taking a comfortable seat, roll those shoulders up and away from the ears. Chest nice and lifted. We'll drop the nose down toward the floor. Eyes can be closed or soft. Letting the exhale take away any thoughts from the mind, anything from our day. Clearing space in the body to prepare us for yoga. Starting to add a little more to the exhale, lengthening out, squeezing at the end of the exhale, and a little more to the inhale, helping that inhale to expand through the body. And noticing where the heat centers are in the body. Where does the body feel easily warm? And which parts of the body may feel a little bit cooler? And with the breath, the awareness, and the intention, we'll start to expand that heat throughout the body, starting to move from the warmer areas into the cooler areas. Fanning the flames with the breath, allowing the heat to expand. So as we do this, we'll keep the breath nice and long and smooth, helping to spread heat throughout, homogenizing across the body. A couple more breaths here, nice long, steady breaths. And on your next inhale, slowly open the eyes and come back into space. All right, let's do a side bend. We'll take the left hand down and right hand up and over. Inhale, up and over to the other side. Inhale and come on back up, and we'll take both hands back by the hips and lift the center of the chest up toward the ceiling. And then on inhale, we'll come on back up and release the fingers. We'll take the hands forward, up and over the head. And we'll bring the hands back down and change the interlace of the fingers. And then forward and up. And we'll bring the hands back down. Let's take a turn to the left, twisting around the spine. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, other side. And we'll inhale, back to center. Okay, let's come on to hands and knees. We'll do a little cat-cow. Wintertime cold, we're trying to get some blood flow. So hands and knees, whenever you're ready. A little cat-cow, tip one up, chest up, and arching the back. And the next time that we're in cat pose, we'll take the hips to the heels in a prayer pose, reaching through the fingers. And let's walk both hands over to the right, getting a stretch along the left side of the body. And then we'll come back through center and then over to the other side. And then it will come on back to center. And then back up to hands and knees. And we're going to bring the hips forward in a half plank pose. So hips in line with the knees and the shoulders. Shoulders broad. Let's tuck the toes of the right foot and lift that knee in 3/4 plank pose, reaching back through the heel. We'll bring that knee down and then come to the other side, pushing back to the left heel, 3/4 plank. And we'll bring that knee back down. Let's pick the feet up off the floor, so we're balancing on the knees. Holding here in plank nice and broad across the collarbone. And then elbows in close, we'll lower all the way down to the floor and reach back through the feet. And let's bring the elbows under the shoulders for Sphinx pose. So elbows, or you can put your feet down here. Yeah, elbows underneath of the shoulders. Hands are shoulder width apart. We'll draw the shoulders back down, away from the ears, lifting the chest. And try and curl upward here by looking up towards the ceiling. So really trying to keep those shoulders from drawing up. Shoulders down, but you're going to try and look up. See if the neck is okay with that. And we'll look back down toward the floor. I'm going to take the left elbow. I'm going to turn so you're bouncing on your forearm. So bring that forearm right in front of the chest. Yeah, you can use your other hand, right hand on the floor. You're going to bend your right knee. You're going to start to roll a little onto your left side and reach back with your right hand and grab your foot. I'm going to start to pull that foot in close to the hip and roll the hips back down so they're even on the floor. So I'm going to turn the chest back down toward the floor here. Starting to pull that foot in nice and close. I'm going to release that side and we'll come to the other side. So we're going to bring your left forearm right in front, starting to turn, rolling a little on the right side to bend that back knee, that left knee. Reach back with the left hand until you grab the foot. And then once you have the foot, you can start to roll the hips back level with the floor, chest back down, pulling that foot in close to the hip. And then we'll release that side. Grab a hold of the block. So I'm going to bring the block in kind of close. I'm going to come back to the first side, bringing your elbow and forearm onto your left elbow and forearm onto your block. Yeah, you want to make sure it's not going to slide. It's in a good position. I'm going to roll back over, grab a hold of that foot. You should feel a little more in the back here. So just being mindful of where we are. You might be able to slip your hand to the top of your foot and point your elbow up toward the ceiling. And here still, we're going to start to work the hips back down toward the floor, but the chest may not turn all the way when you're elevated like this. So tailbone is down, protecting the back, but we're opening the chest. We're trying to draw your right shoulder back and down. You're breathing. And then we'll release that side or work our way to the other side. So bringing your forearm onto your block, nice and solid, right forearm there. And rolling a little bit onto the right side, we'll grab a hold of the left foot, starting to take the elbow up toward the ceiling, draw the foot in. And then we'll release that side. We can remove the block and come back into Sphinx pose. And spread the fingers wide and then try to straighten the elbows, coming into this version of a seal pose. Tailbone down, shoulders away from the ears. And if you feel okay here, you could start to walk your hands in a little bit, coming up a little higher. Just be mindful of what the back wants to do. And then we'll lower all the way down to the floor, sliding the hands back by the shoulders. And push back up into half plank pose. And then from here, we'll come back into a prayer pose. So hips back, reaching the arms forward. And then as we come up, we'll come up into cat pose. So really rounding, really lifting the center. Coming up into cat, and then we're going to bring the hands forward, spread the fingers, and come into a downward facing dog. And we'll take that right foot forward and come on up into a warrior one. Release the shoulders here. We're coming to a butterfly stroke. So it's like you're swimming. And then coming back into warrior one. We'll bring the palms together and bring them down to the chest. We'll root into the back foot, lean forward and turn. Revolve side angle pose. Strong in the legs. Hips start to drop lower, opening the chest toward the right side. On an inhale, we'll unwind back into warrior one. And we'll straighten that leg, come down for pyramid pose. So trying to lighten the load on the hands, really retaining the strength in the legs and drawing that right hip back behind. And then we'll come into revolve triangle pose, left hand down, right hand up toward the ceiling. And then we'll unwind back into pyramid. Then I want to come on forward into a half warrior three. So bending your front knee enough to come forward and then kicking that back foot up. So pushing down into the right foot and straightening the knee once you have your left leg up, extending through the spine. I'm trying to lift up off of the right hip, drawing the abdominals in, toning the muscles around that joint, and actively pushing down into the floor. And then we'll take a big step back into pyramid pose. Bend the knee to come on up to warrior one. And then a downward facing dog, big step back. And then we'll come forward into either plank pose or half plank pose. Elbows in, we'll lower down to the floor on an exhale and inhale into cobra or seal pose. Exhale, we'll come back down to the floor, abdominals in, we'll push up to a half plank and then all the way back, downward facing dog. And then we'll step that left foot forward, coming on up for warrior one on this side. And then coming into a backstroke now with the arms, nice big circles. And working our way back to warrior one. We'll straighten the leg and come down for pyramid pose. Left hip now moving back behind and toning the muscles of the legs. Trying to lighten the load on the hands, really pulling into the core. And then coming into revolve triangle pose, right hand down, left hand up. And then coming on back into pyramid. We'll come on forward into half warrior three, walking the hands forward and lifting the back leg. Again, we're trying to push actively into the foot that's on the floor and toning the muscles around the left hip. And so trying to keep them sinking there. And then we'll take a big step back into pyramid pose. We'll bend that front knee, come on up to warrior one. And because we forgot to do it on the way down, we're going to bring the palms together at the center of the heart, root into your back foot, and extend forward. Revolve, side angle pose. Turning the chest toward the left. On inhale, unwind back into warrior one. And then downward facing dog. And then we'll bring the feet and the hands together for Uttanasana, standing forward bend. And then feet hip distance apart, and take a deep bend in the knees and come up for chair pose. And then we'll bend those knees a quarter of an inch more, coming down just a little bit more. We're pushing the feet, come on up to standing. We'll bring the palms together, crescent pose to the right, dropping down and extending. Inhale, back up through center, and exhale, crescent pose, other side. Then inhale, back up to center, and release the arms. All right, let's do a little bit of balancing. We'll do tree pose. Balance on, let's see, start on the right foot. Finding that right leg, finding that ground. Left foot comes up for any version of tree pose. Trying to keep the breath flowing and trying to be nice and tall in the body. So rooting down into the right foot and lifting up to the top of the head. And we'll come on out with control on that side. And as you're ready, we'll work our way to the other side. Left leg is now the taproot leg. Right foot comes up for any version of tree pose. And then we'll come on out with control. All right, let's work on Trikonasana, do a little bit of lateral series postures. So we'll start with the right foot out, right toes out, left toes in. And when you're ready, coming on down, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Kind of leaning back a bit, head and shoulders in line with that left foot. Yeah, we'll bend that front knee, come on up for warrior two. Let's come back into triangle pose, straightening that knee. Trying to get the hands stacked, one on top of the other. And then bending that knee, come on up to warrior two. And extended side angle pose, forearm to the side, left hand all the way over the head, starting to drop the hips lower toward the floor, strong into that left foot. Now on inhale, we'll come on back up to warrior two. We'll straighten the legs and switch sides around to the left side. So toes in on the right foot, toes out on the left. You can turn your toes a little more on the right foot. Toes in. Yeah, there you go. But keeping the hips in line with the feet, then we'll take the arms out. And Trikonasana, triangle pose. And then we'll bend that front knee, coming on up to warrior two. And then back into triangle pose. And then we'll bend the knee, coming on up to warrior two. And extended side angle pose, forearm onto the thigh, and now the right hand up and over. And starting to drop the hips a little lower, reaching back through that right foot. On inhale, we'll come on back up to warrior two. And then straighten the arms and step the feet together. Work our way down to the floor. Let's see, let's actually come right onto the back. I think we'll have a block for a supported bridge pose. So when you're ready, you'll push in the feet to lift the hips and bring that block underneath of the sacrum bone, someplace that is not pinching the lower back and it feels nice and solid. So from here, you can draw the shoulders, the tops of the shoulders down toward the floor. And just allowing gravity to do the work here. So we're breathing uphill, we're breathing into the belly. And with the back of the neck here down on the floor, There's a little bit of tightness or constriction in the thyroid gland. It's going to stimulate that thyroid once we move again. So just allowing that to happen. And then I'm going to take the feet up toward the ceiling. So if you're able to kick up the feet, you can hold the block if you need to. So still breathing into the belly. We're going to roll the ankles. So starting to circle the feet in one direction. You'll pause in that direction, circle the feet the other way. And relaxing the feet, we'll take the left foot over your head and extend the right leg long down towards the floor. You may not come all the way to the floor, coming into a scissor legs. Yeah, if the block is stable, you could bring the hands around that left leg. And then we'll release and switch sides. So bringing both feet back up toward the ceiling, and then the right leg over your head and left leg extended. And then bring the feet back up together. And then we'll take the legs wide in a V shape. Your hands could support if needed. And we'll bring the feet back up to center. We'll bend the knees to keep the feet off the floor. So bending the knees, and knees can come together. Knees together. I'm going to slowly lower the feet back down to the floor. So I'm going to engage the abdominals, feeling the weight of the legs. Nice and controlled, slowly working the feet down. Good. Once the feet are all the way on the floor, we'll push into the feet, lift up off your block, remove the block, and lower the hips down. And then we'll draw the knees into the chest. You can rock side to side, massaging the back. And then we'll separate the knees and grab a hold of the ankles for Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees wide, starting to pull those feet in. And then we'll kick the feet up toward the ceiling for happy baby pose, trying to draw the knees in toward the shoulders. And then we'll release the legs. We'll bring the feet back down to the floor. So we got a big twist. Let's extend the right leg long, the left foot on the right thigh, and then we'll bring the right hand to the knee and cross all the way across the body, bringing that left knee to the right side and then left shoulder down. Now inhale, roll on back to center. Then we'll switch sides. Extend that left leg, right foot on the thigh, and taking the knee over to the left, right shoulder stays down. And on an inhale, we'll roll on back to center. I'm going to work the upper back. We're either going to bring a block or a roll to the lower shoulder blades, the bottom of the shoulder blades. We're going to come back. If you're going to use a block, you'll have a second block under your head. And if you're going to use a roll, then you want the roll right at the base of the shoulder blades. The idea here is to open right in the center of the chest. And extend the legs long if it feels okay. Arms can be anywhere. So just allowing gravity to open the front of the body. And really giving us that pressure point right at that TL juncture. If you have room over your head, you could play around with taking your arms over your head. And then you can take your hands straight up toward the ceiling, so elbows straight. I'm going to set the shoulders down toward the floor. So keeping the elbows straight, just drawing the shoulders back. Let's take the arms straight out to the side, palms up. And we'll release the arms. We're going to work our way out of this. So we'll bend the knees. And just being kind to the back as you come off your block. Might roll onto a side and then remove, come back down onto the back. And let's see, we'll take the feet wide, still on the floor. So knees bent. We'll bend the knees, feet on the floor. And the mat width, or even a little bit wider than mat width. We'll take the arms out to the side. And we'll drop the knees from one side and then to the other. Release the back. And from here, we'll work our way into Shavasana. Allow the breath to deepen. And some movement to return to the body. And as you're ready, make your way to a seated position. Thank you for joining and for sharing a yoga practice with me. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Get lots of sleep, and I will see you in class again. Namaste.